to the vlog. Possibly another fortnightly vlog. I think I'm going to do like a little Patreon update for last week, I guess. Just going through what's available on there, because there's heaps of new things on there, so I might do a video on that. But for this week, so what I'm going to do is I finished my replacing the faux fur on the penguin, the king penguin chick. So I need to take some photos of that, and it was a pretty quick process, and I will put that video on my Patreon as well. Just the process of replacing the faux fur, so you can see how I deconstructed the doll. It's already over on my Patreon. And then I'll do a process of redoing the faux fur as well, or the fabric, the body, I guess. So that's coming up on my Patreon. This week this week I have 2 more things to do for the Calgary Zoo, and then that order will be finished. So what I need to do is a Sitatunga, so I'm hoping to sculpt. I've done the feet for it, or the hooves, so I'm hoping to sculpt the head today or tomorrow. It shouldn't take too long. I probably will take the rest of the day, but yeah, so I want to get that done, and then I'll have to sculpt the antlers, so I'm going to leave them to last, the Bongo Antlers. But once that's been sculpted, and it shouldn't be too much longer to finish those horns or antlers. And in the meantime, I can start putting together the 3 doll commissions that I have. So the lion, so they're ready for painting. I've primed them, ready for painting, bits and pieces. So obviously the parts for it, so I need to paint the little paw pads. Also primed the kangaroo and the parts. I'll need to attach the armatures to the dolls, so I'll probably do that at some point before I start painting. And also the squirrel is ready for paint as well. So a couple of things ready for paint, so they shouldn't be too much longer either. But yeah, I will have to sew this stuff onto the mane, so I'm going to try and integrate it into the areas, like little bits and pieces of the mane. So that's probably the most time consuming bit, is sewing those pieces onto stuff. And then once all that's done, I can get the big batch of bats finished at some point, and then possibly my shoe bill that's been sitting here for so long. I still haven't found faux fur for it, the shoe bill, but I've got feathers for the wings and stuff, but I just need to find some fur that will match that color and texture, which is kind of hard to find. But yeah, so quite a bit done, needs to be done. So I guess I'll do some stuff. welcome to the next week of the fortnightly vlogs. I don't know if they're great or not, but yeah, this one's going to be a fortnightly one. I did a lot of mainly sculpting last week, so I didn't get a whole lot of footage. So what I sculpted was the head for the Sitatunga. So that's the last doll for the Calgary Zoo. So it's quite a big head because it's going to be quite a big doll. And yeah, so that's what it looks like. So it's sculpted from Sculpey Original, and it's got support around the ears so they're not so fragile. Got support around the ears from Epoxy Sculpt, and also around here for the armature so they can be posed nicely. So that is the last doll that I'm going to be making for the Calgary Zoo in this batch, and then once this is finished I can start making the last thing, which is the Bongo Antlers, which shouldn't take too long. I just basically have to sculpt them. I'm sculpting both sides, and then I'll have to mold them in silicone and then cast them in resin and then paint them up. So it'll take a little bit of time, but won't take that long. But I don't think it'll take, I don't know, I don't want to say it won't take, but yeah, hopefully it won't be that long. I have a feeling the Sitatunga might take a little bit of time because it again has stripes, but not as many stripes as the Bongo. And I'm going to try one of the other methods that I did on the Bongo that cuts a bit of time out. And yeah, so if you want to know how I did that, it's over on my Patreon, and there's two methods that I did on the Bongo stripes, how I did them. And what else? So working on the commissions, line commission, putting this doll together at the moment. I have an armature sort of drying over in the back there that is for the kangaroo, and then the squirrel one I have already put together, so I'll just have to yeah, start putting the whole doll together. So that's exciting. So the arms for the squirrel one, I have used wire, so I've still got a fair bit of wire left in stock. So a squirrel, with the squirrel, because they're so small and the things are so small, that sometimes the wire works a little bit better for smaller things. Yeah, so I opted for the wire for the squirrel, and also the kangaroo feet, because they're again quite small. And I think with the ball and socket armature you can't quite get the angle correct for the back legs of the kangaroo. So I just think I'd have to use an armature that small, and I just don't think it provides enough strength, because you can't really put a big armature in that. Like, it just doesn't, I don't know, doesn't really fit. So I might experiment with that in the future, but I don't know. I'll yeah, I'll test it out and see. I got an order to pack. It's a couple of things, the supplies and a doll, so I'll have to pack that and ship that out at some point in the next day or two. And yeah, really want to try and knock off a whole bunch of work this week, because I really want to just start doing my own thing. Yeah, there's a whole I've got such a large list of dolls that I want to make, and you know, watercolors and stuff that I want to get back into. So yeah, I really want to start doing that. So I want to try and get all these dolls finished, and also the pile of flying foxes that I have there that are waiting to be sewn up. So lots of sewing work to do, but I can do that like in between things. And also the shoe build that's just sitting there nice and patiently. And yeah, we'll get there. I've sculpted half of one leg for the shoe build with Cosclay, with an intention to do a video on Cosclay, and I had to put that on hold to finish these dolls. And yeah, so we'll get there. It's coming to the end, so that's great. Anyway, I'll what do you call it, start working away. vlog for today, but I've done quite a bit of work this fortnight, so that's really good. And I guess I'll show you some stuff that I've done. So first off, I'll start with the Sitatunga head, what I've gotten so far on that. So I painted it a little bit after I've sculpted it, obviously painted it a little bit, and yeah, I've been working on the body, so shouldn't be too much longer to finish this one, which is really great. I'm going to be applying some of that faux fur to the head on this one, just because the Sitatunga hair or fur is a little bit longer than the bongo, so I'm not using a minky fabric for that one. I'm using like this really short pile faux fur, but yeah, I'll go into detail about that when I start putting it together. So yeah, it's going to be a big doll. I didn't mean for it to turn out this big, I guess, because the ears make it look really big, because it's really not that much bigger than the stag doll that I make. It's just got really huge ears. So yeah, that one's ready to be put together. Obviously needs a really heavy duty ball and socket armature to support it, so I've gone for my biggest size. You can get these sizes in my shop. I've got 3 different sizes. One's really small, which is this, the medium one, which is this, and you can see the bigger one as well. So all 3 of those sizes are available in my shop. So I still get a lot of questions asking where I get this from. I got it in my shop. And I've got a whole lot of different joints for it too. So all 3 sizes. I've got 4 sizes, so I've got a really big size as well in my shop, so if you're after that. I've got all the joints for it as well, so various different types of joints, plus joints, Y joints, adapters as well. They're all in my shop, as well as some tools as well. So you need these to take these apart. So that's, yeah, all in my shop. If you're interested in that, it's over there. So anyway, back to the Sitatunga. So yeah, it's all painted up. I've been working on the body with creating a pattern, so it's going to be a big doll. I managed to create the pattern last week, so it's ready to be yeah, cut out in faux fur and put together, which is really good. Not sure if I'll do that as a printable this month. I'm thinking I'm going to do a watercolor printable this month, because I haven't done it for a while. So I know there's some people on my Patreon that are that like my watercolors, so I'd like to offer them a printable this month. I just have to go through some of my work and pick out what I think would be really good for the printable. I've got heaps of different things as well, so yeah, so I'm thinking of making a zine as well that I've sort of started quite a number of years ago, about a red wolf, and I've got all the watercolors. It's sort of I guess an unwritten story that the reader creates itself based on the imagery. So I may put that over on my Patreon and in my shop at some point. I just yeah, obviously need to find the time to do that. Anyway, sidetracked. Sitatunga feet, I painted them up as well, so they're ready to be, everything's ready to be put together basically, and yeah, it shouldn't be too far off. Speaking of Calgary Zoo dolls, I didn't end up showing my penguin that I finished in the last vlog, but I did a color change for the body because they wanted a lighter color. So the deconstruction of that doll is over on my Patreon if you want to know how I deconstructed it to get it ready to change the faux fur to this color. It's available for my $5 and up tiers if you're interested in how I change the faux fur. I'll gonna do another video of changing the faux fur as well, so that again will be over on my Patreon, and that'll be coming up in the next couple of weeks or so, or yeah, in the next couple of weeks I think. So yeah, so they wanted it sort of this color rather than the darker kind of color. So I just, yeah, changed the faux fur. Still need to take some images of it, but yeah, that won't take long. And then yeah, videos and stuff should be up on my Patreon. Next, did a fair bit of sewing as well for the commission orders. So I sewed up lion, one of the lion commissions, so obviously needs some faux fur on the head, but yeah, big, super big mane. I'm going to be adding some, I think I showed it in a previous video, but I just want to confirm with the customer if that's what they want before I go ahead and sew it on. So they wanted like a gold fringe mane on it. So basically what I did is I used the white faux fur, I added some gold to the edges of it, and I can add more, but I thought I would do that once it's been all sewn up. And then I thought, because this comes in a what do you call it, it's wound up, it's a fringe, I can sort of sew it into the mane, so it'll have little bits of gold fringe in it as well. But I'll confirm that with the customer just in case they don't want to do that. I don't want to do the work if they like the look of this as it is. So I will yeah, contact them very soon once it's looking more like a lion, and yeah, see how it goes. So it still obviously needs to be, you know, refined a little bit more. I literally just sewed it up, but yeah, so it's a black, it's got the white underbelly, white little tail tip, and gold eyes. I'll have to obviously add some faux fur to the head, but yeah, it's coming along nicely. And obviously add faux fur to the legs, give it a trim, and make it look like a lion. The other commission, the squirrel, so that still needs to be sewn up. I made the armature, attached all the pieces, put it inside of the body, and attached the head, the neck to the head. I'll need to put some faux fur in it, just give it some shape obviously, and yeah, start sewing things up, because at the moment it's not sewn up. Yeah, put some fur to the face, so it's going to have a white face, so I thought it would be really cool to have it going from white, grey, and then down to black, and it sort of just starts turning into grey again. Yeah, I think it'll look pretty cool. Obviously need a trim as well, but we're getting there, so that's not too far off either. And last but not least, the albino kangaroo is also ready to go. So basically I just did the same thing as a squirrel so far. Made the armature and attached the neck area, and also need to add the faux fur to it, the polyfill to it, to yeah, give it some bulk. But yeah, that should be sewn up, I don't know, this week or next week, something, just depends how much time I have. But yeah, it's coming along nicely. So yeah, lots of dolls almost finished. I do want to concentrate on the Sitatunga because I'd like to get those orders finished, and then yeah, and then sculpt the antlers as well. But I reckon that's about it for that gigantic week. And then I think this week, yeah, I've got a lot to do this week as well, but we'll get there. Anyway, thanks for watching. And if you would like to check out my Patreon, it is in the description box. There's a whole heap of things on there. I made a video recently of what is on there at the moment. So check it out. See if there's anything that you like, and yeah, if there's anything that you want me to make and put it on there, just let me know as well. And yeah, that's about it. You can also check me out, Instagram, Facebook, Creatures of Nat, and my shop, creaturesofnat.com, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.